morning. Welcome to Adharsh Vidhyalaya Public School. Today we are going to see a computer science subject, and we are going to see a first lesson, computer system overview. Let me see a lesson. First, you should have know what is mean by computer. Computer is an electronic device. It is a combination of hardware and software. What is mean by hardware? The hardware which we can touch, that is known as a hardware. For examples, chalk piece, desk, books, pen, those things which we can touch and feel, all these things are known as hardware. Like in a computer, keyboard, mouse, scanner, printer, joystick, monitor, CPU, these are all the things known as a hardware. And software, what is mean by software? The things which we can't able to touch, we can see, only we can see, that is known as a software. For examples, we are playing a games, that is one of the software. MS Office, Word, MS Paint, PowerPoint, and movie. We are seeing a movie in a theater. We can see a movie and we can feel it, but we can't able to touch the things whatever moving inside to the movie. This is known as a software. The computer is a combination of hardware and software. The software controls the hardware. The software controls the parts of the computer or hardware. Now we are going to see a overall computer organization and the components of the computer. This is a components of the computer. First, input unit, storage unit, output unit, control unit, arithmetic and logic unit, that is known as a CPU, and result. Dear student, here the input unit, output unit, and this is a CPU, fully CPU. And you were studied in your lower classes, but again I am telling you what is mean by input unit, what is mean by output unit, what is mean by CPU. Inside the CPU has divided into three parts. One is a storage unit, control unit, arithmetic and logic unit. I tell you one by one all the units. First, input unit. The input units are keyboard, mouse, scanner, joystick, trackball, camera, web camera, mouse, mic, digitalizer. These things are known as the input unit. What is the purpose of the input unit? Means input unit is used to feed a data inside to the computer. It is used to feed the giving the input to the computer. That purpose we are using a unit. These units are known as a input unit. Keyboard used to give a letters as input to the computer, and the scanner is used to give a input as image to the CPU. Next, digitalizer is used to give our signature as input to the computer. Same as camera is used to capture the image and it gives the input to the computer. Trackball is used to give a cursor. Same as mouse is used to give a cursor as input. Mic is used to give a sound as input to the computer. These all the parts, all the hardware of the computer is used to give a input to the computer. The input unit is used to feed the data inside to the computer. This is a definition for input unit. Examples, you can write any two name: keyboard, mouse, scanner, joystick. Next, output unit. The output unit is used to display the result on the screen. We are getting a result from the computer, that results are displayed to the user by using a output unit. Like printer, it is used to give a output on a paper. Monitor, it is used to give a display on a screen. Same, printer, laser printer and microphone, it is used to give a sound on a headphone. Web camera, and the camera is a input unit. Speaker is used to give a sound output. These are all the things known as a output unit. The definition for output unit is used to give a output on a screen or output to the user. For examples, monitor, printer, speaker. Next, we are going to see a storage devices used in the unit of the memory. What are the storage devices we are using? I think all the storage devices you have seen before. Now I am telling you one by one. First, flash drive, floppy, zip disk, CD read writer, CDRs, DVD writer, storage, tape, smart media, and removable disk, removable hardware drive. This everything is known as a storage devices. Like pen drive we are using, that is one type of a storage devices. In computer, all the works are done by the CPU and the data are stored in the storage devices. Like a hard disk is a one examples for storage devices. Floppy, CD drive, pen drive, every devices is used to only for storing the data. Understand how this chart will be work. First, input unit like keyboard, mouse, scanner. These devices we will say input unit. If you give any two number, suppose I am giving two numbers 5 and 6. Now I am going to add these two numbers, means first this two number will be stored in the storage devices. You can see a arrow mark, flow of a process, storage unit. Then the two numbers will be moved to ALU, arithmetic and logic unit. This unit is used to do all the mathematical calculations and some problems whatever we are giving to a computer. Those problems will be solved by ALU, arithmetic logic unit. And this unit will do a sum, because we give a plus sign, will do a sum of both numbers. Then the result will move again to a storage unit. Here you can see a bidirectional arrow. This is a bidirectional arrow. Bidirectional means it will send and again it will receive the signals. This is a bidirectional arrow. The storage unit will send the data to a ALU, same as the ALU will again send the data to a storage unit. And one more thing, the control unit, isn't it? This is the will control all the parts of the computer, like a traffic policeman. Traffic policeman will controlling all the places of all the side of the road. If the traffic policeman in a signal means he will control all the traffics. For first this one side he will allow to come. Then all the four remaining side roads will be blocked. Again, likewise This control unit will control all the activities of the computer. If you give an input, the control unit will hold all the activities of the other units. Whatever not necessary, those activities will be stopped by the control unit. Now the input unit giving an input, we are giving a, suppose I am giving a as an input, that input will move to a ALU. This is the purpose of the control unit. And I already told you, storage unit is used to store the data permanently. And output unit, what are the devices I set as output unit? Monitor, speaker, next printer, projector. Movie we are seeing a projector, in a big screen, that is a output unit. These output unit and the output unit is used to display the result on the screen. Finally, we will get a result. Dear student, now I hope you understand this chart, how it's working. First, the input unit will give an input, and that input moves to a storage unit. The data will be stored in the hard disk. After that, the data will move to a ALU. The ALU will do a calculations and whatever will solve the problems. Then that result is moved again to a storage unit. The storage unit will pass to a result to output unit. The output unit will display on the screen. And here you want to watch one more thing. Input unit is separate, output unit is separate, and this is a CPU. And the CPU has divided into three parts. One, input unit, storage unit, CPU and output unit. This is a component of the computer, the major division of the computer organization. But inside to the CPU, it divided into three parts. One is a ALU, CU, MU. ALU means arithmetic and logic unit. CU means control unit. MU means memory unit or storage unit. This is a main component of the computer. This question they will ask in exams for 5 marks. This diagram you have to draw. Kindly mark this in your book. I am telling you again the definitions. First, input unit. Input unit is used to input or feed the data to the computer. For examples, keyboard and mouse. Next, output unit is used to display the output on the screen. For examples, monitor, speaker and printer. Next, ALU. Arithmetic and logic units are used to do a mathematical calculations inside to the CPU. Control unit has only one line. Control unit will control all the activities of the computer. Next, storage unit. Storage unit is used to store the data permanently inside to the computer. The storage unit also have the some parts, primary unit, primary memory and secondary memory. If you go inside to the primary memory, RAM, ROM, secondary memory it will come hard disk pen drive. That these things we will see in next class. First you see a definition one by one. Next, storage unit. I told storage unit is used to store the data permanently. And I said output unit is used to display the output on the screen. This is a 5 mark question. Computer organization or components of the computer. If they ask in an exam, you have to write this chart. You have to draw this chart. After that, input. What is input unit? Control unit, arithmetic. All the definitions you have to write. And primary memory, secondary memory also you need to write. storage unit is used to store the data. It has two types. One is a primary, another one is a secondary memory. The details of the storage unit we will see in a next class. Okay, thank you students.